All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Rebecca. I'm the General Secretary at the OCA. This year, we had the intentions to start a local associations work group. It didn't quite take off due to time and a few other things. But what we'd like, the purpose of today is to hear from our local associations, because we actually have quite a few, hear what they've been up to, and then have a bit of a discussion at the end into ways that maybe that the OCA can help support our local associations. So I'll just sort of go through the list, and then we've got speakers from each of the associations to share what they've been up to as well. Right. So unfortunately, Max couldn't be here today. So Maxime is in Mexico. He started the AMODU back, I think it was towards the end of last year. So they did their own sort of conference days back in March, and they ended up being an online event instead of in person. I think originally they had planned to have it in person, but things change, don't they? They applied for a subsidy from the local state government, but did not get that. And they've tried to organise the development of a few features for the localisation, but the discussion went nowhere. So, of course, lots of people to propose ideas, but not so many to work on the work. But they were hoping to create some form of crowdfunding campaign to fund people to be able to do the work. So they've got the Odu Community Days coming up, and they will make T-shirts and print brochures, and that will consume their budget, which is fair enough. And then Odu refused their talk at the Odu Community Days for their area as well, so that's a shame. I also know that they do actually try and meet up monthly. So often you'll see on our OCA website that we're sharing that information, that you can come and join them. It's just a really light evening, but they sort of invite whoever's around in the community, even customers and that side of things, to share what's happening in Odu, but try and have a regular meetup. So we'll move on to the Italian Association. Sergio will come and share what they've been up to this year.
Thank you. I take my book. In Italian, we are in this year. We contributed to port the modules of Italian localization to the 18 version, and we contributed financially because there aren't many partners to do that in volunteer the work, or it will take too much time. We are trying to get more partners, to get more fundings, to do migration in a faster way. And we are trying to create teams inside our members to focus on something specific objects to do some works. I think there are many things we can do in some teams, like create a certification program. IODU in Spain has done a similar this thing, and I think this is very good object to do, a good thing to do. And we hope to create some courses on Odoo about our localization, that our localization has a big amount of module to do the work to make a company working in Italy with Odoo, because the Odoo SA localization is very has very low, they don't do the work really, and we try to promote after we will try to promote these courses into some public school, like high school or university. This is a work in progress job is not done. So
Yeah, it's great. Thank you. Yeah. Now, I think the next one was the Spanish Association, but Pedro's not here, so I'm hoping that Jorge will help out here. Thank you so much.
You got it. This is supposed to be Pedro's representation, but I'm here to cover him. Yeah. Right. So listen, in Spain, I did a talk just now about Verifacto. That was a big thing in Spain. It was the electronic invoicing, and how this community thrives through collaboration. And the job of the association is mainly to get all of these contributors together in an organized manner, do code sprints. We do, I think we do one of the biggest events, or do events in Spain. It's a 5 days event with 3 days of code sprint plus 2 days of jornadas. And that's been growing. Actually, we had some members from the OCA coming to the code sprint. That was very nice to have them there. That was on the code sprint side. We also have strong contributors on the localization, and the localization it's being maintained by the contribution of different members through the organization, right? We have the job of the association is to coordinate all of these efforts in a way that it creates an impact on this market. We also did fundings for different developments. I think we founded I think it was last year that we founded automation and gateway for WhatsApp and Telegram. That's being maintained as well. And this year we founded a voice over IP connector that is very, very cool. So you can connect the server, the asterisk server, to have the voice over IP widget inside of Odoo, and it looks very similar of what the Enterprise Edition did. You have a community version for that, and that was a very cool fun program that we did. We also founded the social media connector that it's getting there from the development team, and it's very cool. You also can do social media posting through Odoo, inside of Odoo. It's very similar of what the Enterprise Edition has, but now you have also a community version. Then we also founded another development that it was I said social media, voice over IP, and I think those are the ones. Barcode. Oh, the barcode. We did, but barcode wasn't founded by the association. We just got together. Pedro and I are members of the board, and then we talked about barcode improvements. And we actually had a project that needed some improvements on the barcode, and then Pedro and I, we got together, we discussed, and the tech team worked on creating a better solution. And then, the association role there is to coordinate, right? So that is working. It's getting there. So soon we're gonna have I think it's operational and our customers use it, but there is a lot of room for improvement on that application. I think there was a presentation about that. And we also do every year trainings, and we do trainings for localization, specific to accounting, from different members. So the way this works is that the association does a request for proposal, and then the members have the option to propose their trainings. So that way they have value, they have revenue back from those trainings, and the training for localization. And we also have a technical training that is working very well. The technical training, we have every time that we launch that, we have 10, 12, up to 20 members interested in participating on that training. And we also have the certification, even though the last couple of years has been difficult to get that going. The certification, I think, is something very cool to develop, also within the Spanish Association, but also within the OCA. On that regard, I think my personal opinion is that if we make the certification more valuable in terms of global associations and in terms of the OCA, I think it's a gap. Odoo SA it doesn't care much about the technical certification. They just have the functional one, and we believe that the technical certification is very important. And I think that's about it. I mean, the most interesting thing that we did through the Spanish Association, I think it was Verifactu, but I already talked about that in another presentation. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, France, Mathieu.
Hello everybody, I'm Mathieu from Elabor. So the French OCA is very new. It has been created 1 month ago. And we created it first to adapt Odoo to French legislation, because we have a new law about the pot of sale certification. And we decided to group and to co-finance the certification, and we are trying also to make a partnership with Odoo SA about this certification, and it's going well actually. And then we will work about the new invoicing, electronic invoicing legislation that will be mandatory in France next year. And the other goals of the OCA France is to promote and support the adoption in Odoo in France. So far we are 11 members, all companies. So we decided like only companies can be member, but they will pay 50 euros per employee and per year. And then for example, to pay the cost of the post certification, we will pay more. Each member will pay more, and we want also try in the future to pay for development about the localization, mostly accounting, and we have also many projects like trying to get more formation. We talked yesterday about e-learning, for example. So it's very fresh. So we only did a few meetings so far, but it's promising, and we are quite happy to have this new association. Thank you.
Portugal. Is Daniel here? No, you can go. He was there. Okay, we can come back to him. You'll see. Did I say it right?
Yeah,
You'll see. I did? Okay. Welcome.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jussi Lehto from Jetmix Finland. I'm happy to present the local Odoo Community Association in Finland shortly. About who we are, where we came from, what we have done so far, what tools we are using, and what our planned activities are. So basically we are a community of Odoo enthusiasts comprising various roles, Odoo integrators, Odoo users, and individuals interested in Odoo. So the Finnish Odoo community has existed in some form for around 10 years, with events such as localization meetups. When the communication platform of our choice, Google Plus, was shut down, the community somehow fragmented, although we've had some groups on LinkedIn and Facebook. Last year, we began gathering all the friends of open source Odoo in Finland. We found a sponsor for the community, Tivia Uusimaa, which is a regional association of the Finnish Information Processing Association. Tivia is Finland's leading professional society in the field of information and communications technology, founded in 1953. We are very thankful for their support. By the way, Tivia itself runs its operations on Odoo community and uses OCA modules.
Where is the money?
So, we have already developed numerous modules for Finnish localization, including financial reports and electronic invoicing. Some of the modules are usable in a global context, or at least in Europe. For example, the Enable Banking module, developed by Jarmo Kortetjärvi from Futural. That module offers an alternative to Ponto and Go Cardless for retrieving bank transactions and generating payments in Odoo. And especially Jarmo from Futural and Ossi Mäntylahti from OBS Finland have been actively translating Odoo into Finnish. We have organized meetings both online and on site to localize Odoo. The tools we are using include our database, of course, ocafinland.fi, the OCA Discord channel Finland, our own GitHub organization to manage some of our workflows, naturally the translation platforms provided by OCA and Odoo SA. Currently, the developed modules are located in the repositories of various companies. Our next step is to merge these modules into the official OCA repos. And also, we have planned to organize an Odoo Community Day Finland in the following year, where all those interested in Odoo are welcome to join. So, thank you, that's for Finland. But actually, that's not all. So, just a few weeks ago, the OCA Finland had a weekend trip to Tallinn, where we created an action plan for the year 2026. And we wanted to meet the OCA community in Estonia, but found out that there is no such organized association. Thus, we invited our friends in Estonia to join us and provided our support to form the Estonian OCA. So,
Don't stop traveling.
So, Jetmix has contributed Estonian localization for Odoo version 15, and from version 16, some of these localizations have been included in the standard Odoo. Currently, the Estonian OCA's goal is to gather the people together, and OCA Finland naturally continues to collaborate with the Estonian OCA. Andrew and Ole from the company Good Ahead are the main contacts of OCA Estonia. Thus, if you are located in Estonia or you have something to say, please get in touch with Andrew of the company Good Ahead. And there you can find his email address. All right, thank you.
Okay.
The next visit is Poland.
We'll go back because Daniel's arrived to talk about Portugal. You're okay. Might just have to hold them together. Come off the...
Okay. Okay, sorry, I was caught up there, and you bump into people, get interesting conversations. That's what happens here in the OCA. Okay, so very new. We had just formed the Portuguese Odoo Community Association, and so this was formed like 3 months ago. And here the driving factor is okay. So let me tell you something shocking to start with. So we will develop private code. Okay, so is that shocking enough? So it's actually, as far as I know, it's the only country in the world that requires the invoicing software to be certified by the vendor, and like the keys to certify the invoices belong to the vendor and not to the actual customers, like in Latin America, for example. So there's a good list of restrictions from the tax authority that puts all the responsibility in the software vendor certifying the producer of the software certifying the invoices, and in the end, in practice, makes it required to be closed source. So they explicitly say the customer cannot have access to the source code because they would change it and cheat on the tax authority. That's kind of the argument. So current situation, quite a few local partners have their own localization, but they are sick and tired of maintaining it. They put a huge amount of money into just keeping it afloat. And some of them that had this said, look, we're giving away our code. Let's get together and do something shared. So here I'm so that we have a technical commission that's formed to create this associations localization. I'm part of that. I'm trying there to keep a good balance between what can be open source as much as possible. Maybe there's a core that needs to be closed source. But yeah, so we were created 3 months ago. One of the driving factors is to create this localization. As much of it, of course, we will make it open source. There's a core that might be closed source because of these technical legal restrictions. And the founding companies are Arki, open source integrators, Parâmetro Global, Cubic, which is also a Spanish partner heavily involved in the Spanish association, and Smart Improve. They are all Odoo official partners at this point. And so the creation of this was very, very driven by this. But it's open-minded. So this is a bit different. It's not coming from a community that formed the association. It's coming from Odoo official partners doing enterprise that want to solve a problem. But they recognize that the community is a path to solve the problem, and that the OCA provides the framework to collaborate that is needed to create the trust bonds and like the social contract to make this happen. So that's it. So we're just starting. We have just a technical commission. We should organize around translations too, organize around events. We should get a relation with the Odoo Community Association. It's not clear how that work should work, etc. But for sure, we'll maintain the OCA's Portugal localization repo. We should publish what's open source there. So yeah, that's the news. And yeah, thank you.
Very good, thank you. Great, coming soon. Yeah, thank you everybody for sharing what's been going on in your areas. I guess the part of the point of having this was to share what has been happening, but also to discuss how the OCA can help the local associations. So already we're very happy to promote events through their social media and on the website, and we've done that for Finland. We do it for the Mexican Association often. We've done it for the OCAS as well. So if you have events that you would like to share, please just get in touch with me and I'll put them on the website and do some social media around them. But I would like to hear from the local associations what you think that the OCA, how we could help you as well. That was sort of part of the start of the work group that we were hoping to do, was what the local associations could use from the OCA. So does anybody have any ideas, I guess? Or too many ideas. Yes, Michelle. Do you want to hold on? You're talking to. Oh, put that down. And you can talk
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Michel. For every localization, the biggest challenge is the accounting and then the payment. So there will always be an investigation. So what's the gap between the accounting that needs to be fulfilled? We've talked about the German. They have a big challenge. Frederick mentioned he needs about 3 developers full-time to get it up and running. Perhaps you can share with your localization what your challenge is and how much time it needs.
Do any of the other localizations have challenges to share of that sort of nature? I think the one thing that we've heard is that everybody has lots of ideas within their local associations and localizations, but they need people to do it and they need funding to do it. So that's the biggest probably challenge here and there. So to Michelle's question, you wanted to understand the challenges from the other localizations around the banking? No, I got it wrong.
The first project should be the accounting.
Oh, the accounting, sorry.
Then the
Yeah.
banking, and then all the other projects.
Mm-hmm. And so
It
you
needs to be up and running as soon as possible.
as possible. So how are the other local associations? Yeah, you can go.
Every time we do the porting, we must do a long process. So we are now going toward the porting to 18 that came out last year. So we can't think to do that in a faster way because it's very long to do that. So until now we only support one version, one even version, not old version. We decided it from version 12, I think. So this is our solution to this problem because we don't have the financially we don't have the partners that can do that every year. It would be impossible. We have many problem to migrate Italian invoicing, electronic invoicing. We have that. This is a big work to do, and accounting too, because they change every time. They do many changes on that, and we have other localization for Italy to port every time. We have many modules to do, but fortunately we had this work to do done from many years. So we have the modules. We have to port them. We have already all the instruments we need to have in Italy to support the companies.
Okay. Did any of the other associations want to share on that topic? No. Thank you. I hope that answered your question, Michelle. Any other thoughts on how the OCA can support? Yes? Handful.
Thank you. Well, I think one of I mentioned this to some members of the OCA. I think having a certification makes sense, a global certification, and then having a certification from each local association, since it also, I mean, makes sense to do those trainings and those certifications also locally because of the language barrier. So maybe a coordination around that effort to have more value for internationally. I think that could be something interesting to explore. And then the trainings also kind of make sense to have homogeneous, I don't know if that's the word, to have a more similar approach.
More
Generic approach. When we do trainings, for example, and we do, let's say we do trainings on OWL, or we do trainings on certain modules that the OCA is developing, it kind of makes sense also if the OCA does the trainings in a way, but then the other local associations can do trainings in their own language. So coordinating those efforts, I think it also helps in that regard, you know. I think those are kind of like the ideas. I think to bring, if you want to bring more value to other developers, the certification makes a lot of sense. Because if you are a developer and you are doing that job for your customers, I think being certified is something that a developer might look for, and to have a certification that it's coordinated, it gives more strength to that approach. And those are kind of like the ideas that I've been talking to you about.
Yeah, be fun. Thank you, Jorge.
Oh, unicorns. One of the things that I would like to attract attention to and to point to is that we definitely should provide an orchestration and coordination between associations in terms of developing some custom features. An example, for example, Spanish association, they are developing an app for telephony. Yes. So for the Finland association not to be doing the same without knowing that they are already doing that, this would be really good if all the associations could, for example, share different non-local, let's say non-local modules. So, okay, we have localization, and it's clear how to do this. Obviously, you don't need Finnish localization, at least for now, until they travel to you. But for example, there are some non-generic, let's say, generic modules, and you have the budget, you will have the budget, and it means that you can decide which models are needed for all the clients, and you can share who is doing which models, and then through the OCA, we can spread and maintain that information so the development is being orchestrated by the OCA. That's the idea.
Yeah, orchestration, right?
Yeah, this is what you were saying before. Absolutely. Here we go. We go 1, 2. Oh, you can go first.
No, just, I mean, all the apps are available at the community app store, right? So people can find them there. But it may be more available if it is also in the right repository.
Okay. Thank you.
I agree with what Ed said, the guy in the... Okay. I agree with you about the certification, and we think we should have a point where share other things about the business plan, the way to get more partners, the way we take memberships, so we can coordinate, coordinate the same way of work within the localization. So we don't go ahead do one thing, the other do another thing. Why do you have only partner companies? Why we have freelance, we have a single person. Why do that? Search to get use the same way of work, and some can be not certificated, but some that is similar.
This not reinventing the wheel each time kind of thing. But I guess there's differences within different areas and regions as well.
Right. One of the things that I was discussing during the OCUS presentation was that our memberships are not still there because we are trying to coordinate a membership type that it will also involve the OCA membership. So we said, all right, so it makes sense that if you're a member of this association, you also are part of or you also buy a membership for the OCA. Because at the end of the day, we think about the OCUS, for example, as a branch, right? Because when we talk about local problems, I think it makes sense to get local people involved, right? And then that makes sense. But in the other hand, like Ivan just mentioned, there are global developments or global efforts that need to be coordinated somehow. And then you have the memberships. So we are trying to, we don't have the memberships yet, mainly because we want to try to find out if we find a way to get coordinated with the OCA.
Well, it sounds to me like we need to get our working group together, folks, and make it happen. Henrik, what would you like to say?
No, well, I guess ideally, maybe all OCA members should belong to a local branch.
That's food for thought.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll see. Oh.
Will come.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to agree with the previous comments. Just a small thing to add, that it will be great if you could share some like stickers or T-shirts or something with us, so we could give those to our members.
We can share you the logo to. We can absolutely share you the logo to print yourself in your area, and yeah, you can print OCA stickers. There's no issues with that.
With your budget.
Yeah, with your own budget, because it seems like you have a lot. Virginia.
Just an idea. So I think what we could, we could have more coordination, as you said, but also, for example, I know that Sylvain created a logo for the OCA France, a bit like, a night like that. But the OCA works with a communication agency. And so we also could make the relay to our communication agency so that you can hire them to do stuff in the branding of the OCA, so that it looks also more official and coordinated. We also have some slides templates to share. I mean, those are really small stuff, but it takes a lot of time for each of you to do it on your own. On your own. And so I think this is the kind of thing we can share. I also would like to bring to the discussion in the working group the way we will exchange, because of course the OCA want to support the local association, but I think also the local association must support the OCA. So joint membership, I think it's a good idea, and I think we need to find a way of a balanced way to do stuff, not just give. I mean, we all need to give. That's the idea.
We need to trade.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we can just put it back.
On.
Sorry. Like that.
Perfect.
Here it is.
So we'll miss our executive director. Here's Sylvain.
Well, first question, what do you want? For example, I don't know, but you can ask for some contribution for each association. So I think that we are okay to give, and if there is some program, we don't you don't have to talk to each association, but just propose something like some fee specific for association, because this is a business model specific. And in return, maybe for communication, we could think that the OCA International are member of each organizations. And so maybe can be we can create easy discussions, and if you are in the regular meeting, and during all the, or maybe one week during just the general assembly of the association, of each local association, and so there is communication for that way.
Each country has local association can go up to.
We have to speak at the mic.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'm just responding to Sylvain that if each country has its own association, could go up to 180 meeting in the General Assembly each year. So it's quite a lot. But maybe it could be a space where all local association can gather and discuss with one representative for each local association. It could be online, could be one meeting during OCA days or in another place. Because it's not, yeah.
I just want to add that in the past, for example, with the Spanish Association, usually sponsors the OCA every year when the OCA had the sponsorship. That was a way, to give back. But I think when now it's changing a little bit the way that the OCA is approaching, the sponsorship and so on. So it kind of like the Spanish Association will hold back a little and see what was going to happen in that regard to continue contributing that way, right? Because it changed on the OCA side. But in the past, it was sponsorship, like the Spanish Association was a sponsor of the OCA.
This will be the last comment because we're at time.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the organizing of local versus global. I'm a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and they have like 5 levels. I'm a member in a local church, and that every local church in a region has delegates to like a regional assembly. And that regional assembly again can send delegates to the next level, and then every division, or like, yeah. So not having thought through this really, but I think a good structure would be that every OCA member is member of a local entity. It can be for a country, it can be for a group of countries, and then each local association has delegates for the main international OCA.
So we've got more ideas there. Well, we're going to need to wrap it up because we're at time. But thank you, everybody, for discussing and contributing there with your thoughts as well. It's great to hear what's been going on across the globe. And keep your eyes posted for the working group start, because I can see that we've got people who've got ideas, and we'll figure something out. All right. Thank you very much.